What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers Ken figure. I was able to pick this up at my local Target. I just happened to be going around, and it's the only Target in my area that I ever find Street Fighter figures. I have now pretty much seen, I think I've seen all of the releases pretty much. I've seen picked up a Ryu there, picked up this Ken. They had the original Chun-Li, the alternate color Chun-Li, and then they had Fei Long. So I've been hunting for Ken on the low key. You know, I've been kind of like eyeing, and I was like, yeah, you know, if I see it, I'll see it, whatever. When I went to my most recent toy convention, was kind of looking for Ken just to see if anybody was selling it. Nobody was selling Ken, so it's nice to finally see this in person and to get it, you know, in the wild is definitely nice too. So you guys can see right there, it's the classic colorway for Ken. You have Ken in a picture of him right there. Same thing on the side, you know, just the basic artwork. And of course you get a product shot of Ken, as well as the different figures that are going to be in the line. That's pretty cool. And then on the other side, I believe you get another promotional artwork too, more character art. So it's pretty cool. Aside from Ken, I don't really think I'm going to be picking up any more. I might be getting Bison if I see it, but honestly, Ryu and Ken are pretty much the ones I'm going to go with, and then of course Fei Long. So with that being said, let's get into it. He also does come with the backgrounds here, which is nice. It's a nice little touch. You can definitely use it for displays if you'd like. For me personally, I'm not going to use it, but I think it's cool that, you know, they're pretty much taking those backgrounds that we saw in the game and they're bringing it to life, which is really, really cool. So I always like that, and I appreciate these little touches. All right, and this is how the figure looks outside of the packaging. So as you guys can see, it looks really nice. Some details about the figure that you may or may not be able to see is that, like, on the pants, there's like a little bit of like a dirtiness. It's not just like red all the way through. There's like dry brushing. I don't know if this is dry brushing or if this is actually just like dirt or something, but it's meant to look like grimy. It's not completely clean. And again, if this isn't intended, I definitely don't mind it at all. You know, it kind of adds to the, you know, the character's look. You know, he's meant to look like, you know, he's been fighting a lot and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool if this was actually an intended design. But looking at Ken, you do have the iconic blonde hair with the dark eyebrows. I always thought that was so interesting. But going into the accessories, if you guys are not familiar, you almost should know this by now if anybody's ever familiar with video games. He's pretty much the exact, I would say almost the exact clone, maybe slightly different from Ryu, but they pretty much have the same moveset. And in the game, as well as like the lore of Street Fighter, they pretty much train together and they're like best friends. So which makes sense, which is cool. So with that being in mind, he does have the two Hadouken hands, and then of course you do get the red Hadouken effect, which is pretty cool. If I'm being honest, I would have loved to maybe see like a flaming Shoryuken effect instead, because I know that they're meant to be like, you know, clones of each other and they have the same movesets, but it'd be cool to kind of get that, to kind of at least differentiate the two aside from the look, you know what I mean? Because they pretty much come with the same accessory, so it'd be nice to at least get that to you know, have them stand out from each other. And then of course he does come with the angry gridded face, as well as on him he has that kind of smirking cocky look, which is cool. It's definitely more of a Ken look, whereas I believe Ryu is a little bit more stern and serious, so I definitely like that. And then of course going into the the articulation and the look of figure. So again, if you have the Ryu, this is pretty much going to be the exact same thing. You're not really getting anything different. Because I did take this out of the packaging, he's a little bit stiff in most areas. That's what she said. But he does have a butterfly. This one is a little bit more stuck on mine than I would like. So again, probably just has to be, you know, broken in a little bit, heated up, things like that. Works a little bit better on this side. And then for the arm articulation, he does go up. Again, it is kind of worried about that. It's a little bit, he does go up. Again, kind of feel like, you know, you're gonna break it, so you just gotta grab it by the arm. It does have bicep swivel, double jointed He does have a double joint though. There we go. Double jointed elbow. And then of course he does have a horizontal hinge for the fisted hands right there. For the articulation, he does have that the diaphragm as well as the hinge down, which is nice. I really like the articulation on these figures. They're really top notch. And then for the legs, he goes out all the way, so which is really cool. You know, there you go. It's nice. And of course, he does have the thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, which again, I just need to be broken in a little bit. So, but there you can really see like that griminess of the figure that I was recently mentioning. Really makes you wonder if this like is really intended. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not sure if it is or isn't, but that's pretty cool. Then of course he does have the ankle articulation. He does up, down, and then pivot. The pivot on this it's okay. It's a little bit stiff too. Again, just contributing to the fact that this is still kind of brand new out of the packaging. But yeah, all in all, I'll get him in like a fighting pose. So there you go. So he looks like that in a fighting pose. His iconic fighting pose. Like that. Looks really nice. So very cool. I'll break out Ryu so you guys can see what they look like side by side. And this is how Ryu looks. So again, they look really good side by side. Honestly, I can't think of a more a more popular duo in video games. You know, they're definitely right out there. When you think of a duo, in my mind, I think of Ryu and Ken without a doubt. But seeing them side by side also makes me notice the differences between the two. As you can see, Ryu has some kanji on his gi, on his sash, where Ken doesn't. And then, of course, they do have the different colored gauntlets, so to speak, the fighting gauntlets. So it's pretty cool. And again, the skin color on these two are slightly different, of course, Ken being American and Ryu being Japanese. So really cool. Again, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be getting any other figures from this line. Ooh. But, you know, again, these were the only two that I was really looking to get. I mean, you can't, you know, you can't have one without the other. So I'm definitely happy to find Ken. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. You know, I know he is still available on places like, you know, Big Bad Toy Store and things like that. But, you know, I would recommend trying to find him in the wild. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you guys are looking to, you know, get more acclimated to Street Fighter, I am the wrong person to ask. But I have watched, you know, the movies, the 90s movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And to me, like, Van Damme was my guy back in the 90s growing up. Like he was my, I absolutely loved him as an action star. And so, like, to him, like, me being a kid, you know, I was like, oh, Guile is, like, you know, the main character. But come to find out that it's actually really these two, you know what I mean? Which is crazy because I think in that 90s movie, they were, like, kind of like just like minor supporting characters, if you will. Of course, the Street Fighter 2 animated movie was definitely top notch. But also, if you guys haven't checked out the fan-made film Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, it primarily focuses on Ryu and Ken as they kind of, you know, get to where they are, where I guess we currently know them, at least in like the games for like Street Fighter 2, I believe. I think it's like pre-Street Fighter 2, but it's definitely cool. It's definitely worth watching. It came out like 10 years ago, I want to say, but it still definitely holds up, and the effects are really top notch. So again, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.